Hi everybody. Today I'd like to show you the basics of Viloma Pranayama. So this approach to breath work helps to create a longer breath, whether it's the inhale or the exhale that you'd like to focus on lengthening. I'd like to show you the setup today in a supine format using a bolster and two blankets. It's easier to work with the breath when you don't have to hold yourself up. And the supine setup here gives you the opportunity to have a nice straight spine. The bolster gives you some expansion, and hopefully creates more ease overall. So we'll begin by sitting on the blanket, sitting on one of the blankets. It's folded up and is at the base of the bolster, aligning the bottom of the bolster with the bottom edge of your rib cage. You can always grab couch pillows or regular pillows if you don't have an actual yoga bolster. And then the second blanket goes underneath the head. We want a little bit of a chin tuck. We don't want the chin jutting up. So that will help to create that. And then I'm just gonna take my hands to the base of my skull and create a gentle traction here to elongate the neck, kind of out of the spine, and then lay the head down, and then slide the legs out straight. Okay, and the legs can just be relaxed here, this nice expansion through the chest. If it feels like too much, you can create a bolster-like shape with blankets. And you really just want to adjust so you feel expansion, but also you feel ease. And the arms are just gently resting on the floor alongside the body. You don't need to bring them out or up. So ease in the shoulders, gentle feeling of space through the chest and the ribs. At this point, you could close your eyes if that feels safe and comfortable for you, and just start to notice the breath that's already happening. Making any little last fidgety adjustments, and then really committing the body to stillness so you can focus on the subtleties of the breath. If you're getting back discomfort or knee pain, you can plant the feet and let the knees rest in on each other in a way that feels effortless to you, or feet just planted comfortably. Starting to cultivate a slow, steady stream of breath in and out. And then beginning the real basics of the Viloma Pranayama, we'll start with the inhale. So about halfway through your inhale, pause the breath for about 5 seconds, and then continue the inhale, and then a full comfortable exhalation. Continuing with that pattern a few times, keeping the breath comfortable, maintaining this organic quality to the breath. So we want to control it, but with a kind of gentleness and freedom, a little bit of freedom, if you will, to accommodate the prana. So inhaling about halfway, pause for about 5 seconds, continue the inhale until you're comfortably full, and then full comfortable exhalation. And you can stay with this rhythm, or we can start to work a little bit more with the pauses. So we would inhale about a third of the way, and then pause briefly, and then inhale another third, and pause briefly, inhaling the final third, and then exhaling slowly and comfortably. We never want to feel like we're gasping or running out of air. So if that's happening for you at all, try taking a normal, natural breath between these rounds of Viloma Pranayama. Be sure you're not getting tense or gripped up or engaging, clenching muscles, particularly in the face or the jaw when you're retaining the breath. Try to soften around the holding instead. Let's complete about one more round of Viloma Pranayama with this segmented inhalation. And then without rushing to finish or cutting yourself short, when you've completed that next exhalation, allow the breath to be normal for a little bit. Now let the breath be more pranic, more less willful. So a little more guidance from the breath and how it feels in your body. And then whenever you feel ready, we're going to try the same little pattern with the exhalation. So now we inhale comfortably, and about halfway through the exhalation, we'll pause for about 5 seconds, staying soft, staying relaxed, and then exhale the rest of the way. Trying that on your own. There's almost this quality of spreading the breath through the body, like dye spreading on a cloth. If and when you feel ready to expand the practice a little bit, we take a comfortably full breath in, and then exhale about a third of the way, pause briefly, exhale another third of the way, and pause briefly, and then exhale the remaining breath, allowing the inhale to then pour in. letting the rhythm be a little bit intuitive, so not getting too hung up with exactly a third or how specific you are with the holding. Just kind of corralling the breath rather than a forceful control. Continuing with this inhale and then exhale, a third and pause, the other third, second third and pause, and the final third. You can pause after that as well. And if it feels like a little too much, like you're losing your sense of calm or running out of breath, gasping for the next breath, then slow it down, make it gentler, and take a natural breath between rounds. Let's take about one more round with this exhalation focus with Viloma Pranayama. And then once you finish that round, let the breath be completely natural and spontaneous once again. And when you're ready, you can take your hands to your elbows up around your head and stretch long through the legs and the spine and the arms. And then eventually bring your arms down and bend your knees and roll off your platform to rest on your side for a bit. And when you're ready, you can use your hands to press yourself up to a seat. And just notice how you feel after this brief practice of Viloma Pranayama. So you could certainly expand the practice to last longer. You could focus one day on the exhale, another day on the inhale. See how they make you feel. See which feels more nourishing and helpful and resonates more with you. You could also focus more on the exhale when you're trying to settle down. Think about what the exhale invites, this idea of letting go, of release, um, versus the inhale, bringing fresh new energy in, a bit more wakeful, perhaps. So really the best way to go about it is to let your experience be your guide. I hope this is helpful, this introduction to Viloma Pranayama. Thanks for joining.